Hey, this is a summary of the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, and how to apply that to your life. How useful is that? And if it's worth reading in its entirety. So, this book started with an idea by its author to find how extraordinary people achieve extraordinary results. And he himself tried it in his life, and he had a lot of clients who were struggling with the fact that it is hard to achieve extraordinary results, especially when, which was the case of his clients, people have lists and lists of goals that they want to achieve and things that they have to do on a day to day basis. So he started trying to trim those lists down to like the five most important things, to three more important things. But the magic really happened when the list was just one thing. People had to achieve one goal, and then things started to move. Why is that? Well, the thing is, when you focus on one thing, it has to be the most important thing. You cannot just focus on one random thing and expect results. No, you have to think and realize what is the one thing. It's like the author puts it. What is the one thing that if I achieve it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So that's the way he phrases how to find the one thing. And when you find it and when you do it, you can achieve extraordinary results because everyone else is just waddling on loads and loads of small goals, urgent goals that are not important, or unimportant goals that are not even urgent, but that's what we feel comfortable doing. So that is the magic to get big results, because this is the domino effect, as he puts it, because you cannot achieve a great thing by doing lots of more or less important things. Success sequential. To achieve one big result at the end, you have to take one big goal at a time. But the thing is, those goals increase in size. It's like a domino effect. A domino piece can be 50% smaller than the other domino piece, but it will still topple it. So that's the sequence of one things that people must do to achieve a big goal. When you have a lot of things in your plate, what ends up happening is you feel overwhelmed. You end up having mediocre action and mediocre results. People end up missing deadlines, having disappointing results. And that reminds me of the quadrant of important and urgent that is in the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, which goes like we have an axis for things that are important and not important, and an axis for things that are urgent, not urgent. What ends up happening if you don't think about the things you want to achieve, you end up all day dealing with things that are not important but are urgent, or in the best cases, are important and urgent. But the really important things that you want to achieve in order to get to the big goals that you want in your life are usually not urgent, but very important. Those are the things that you want to sit down, think about, and ignore everything else until you do that one thing. It can be very nerve wracking to ignore all the things that you could do and instead focus on one thing you should do. And it's also very uncomfortable. It's like our whole body is against it because we know it's important. Therefore, stakes are high. And if you fail, you'll feel very miserable. So we know stakes are high and we avoid it, we procrastinate. But if you make it an habit, you will see right away how just putting everything that's not important aside and chasing that one thing that will actually move the needle in your life can help you achieve big results. And we can even see that in companies like Apple, for instance, which has this goal of this one thing of think different. That's their motto. That's what they try to do. They usually used to try to do it with one gadget at a time. First the iPhone, the iPod, sorry, then the iPhone. That's when they had their biggest success. Or Google, which has the search engine as their one thing, the one thing that they do really well, and they became a synonym for search. Google something. That's the one thing that they're really good at, and that enabled them to pursue other ways of making money, like with ads or investing in other things. But their main thing, the thing that they're known for until today, is the search engine. And that happens with people that have obsessions, like artists, like scientists, people that achieve great result, even sometimes at the expense of their own personal life or health, which is not something that we want. And we're going to get to that in another video. But when people are obsessed with something, they they ignore everything else, and that's how they do laps around other people who are not obsessed with the one thing. So that's the power of the idea. That's the introduction of the book. But we still have more details to discuss that will be in other videos. So if you wanna check it out, please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment if you like what I said, and see you in the next one.